Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd just like to echo Anya's words. Thank you all for coming along. I know you are all very busy. It's great to see such a turnout, and I hope you all go away at the end of this fully inspired and informed and already thinking of ways as to how you can implement all the great insight that Rory's just taken you through. From my perspective today, I hope to help with that process by giving you a bit more information. I realise you've already had quite a bit, but a bit more information in terms of this market, but also show you some examples as to how we are already taking the insights and applying it. There is a lot of information, I realise that. It might be a little bit overwhelming, so my team will be at the Discover Northern Ireland stand during the breakout sessions if you want to ask them anything about it or find out more. So, first of all, these are words that ROI residents use when you ask them to describe the Republic of Ireland. So it's all very emotional, green, scenic, friendly, very warm. These are the words they use when you ask them to describe Northern Ireland and the type of break you can get there. Very rational, very product focused, very different. So what does that mean? We'll talk about how we address those later on. But first of all, some of the key findings as well. Again, when we ask them what sort of break they expect they will take in the ROI market, the key types of holidays they're looking for are family, romantic, friends, and a city break. They're staying 2 to 3 nights and planning to stay in hotels. However, when you ask them what they intend for Northern Ireland, it's slightly different. Belfast dominates, with 2/3 of them planning to take a short break there. However, that is probably down to the knowledge bit that Rory already referred to, and we need to actually demonstrate what else there is right across Northern Ireland. Again, they anticipate staying 2 to 3 nights, largely as a couple. And again, the importance of hotels comes through with 2/3 roughly planning to stay in a hotel. But we do know that they will stay in other types of accommodation, as you saw in the videos, but they are looking for something different. Again, what this chart shows is an awful lot of figures, but the key things is that actually, as Rory said, when you look along the side on the right-hand column there, it's the differences that are important. And you can see there's actually very little difference between Northern Ireland and ROI consumers. What we do see, though, is the importance of digital platforms to help them plan their short break. As Rory said before, they're not quite sure how to go about planning their break in Northern Ireland, so we actually need to help them. They use the other media for inspiration. And they are slightly more price sensitive than Northern Ireland consumers, and they do like deals and offers, but that can, of course, be about value for money and added value just as much as price. They're seeking a secure and comfortable destination that offers good value for money. It needs to be easy to organise and book and easy to get there, but it also needs to offer something different that they can't get at home. And again, as Rory has already referred to, with the exception of the value for money rating, they believe, and again the important word is believe here, that the ROI performs better on all the key influencing factors. So, we know you can deliver a good welcome, but we all need to work together. We need to prove to them that we have great accommodation, we have great food and drink, and that we have those different experiences that they can't get at home. Yet another chart for you. What this chart does is when you look at the bottom of the bar, it shows that these are areas they've just never heard of, right up to planning to visit in the next 12 months. So you can see Belfast, by far and away, leads the way. However, that again is down to the lack of knowledge of the other destinations. So we need to build that knowledge. what I'd like to do now is take you through our autumn campaign to give you some practical examples so you can see how we've addressed this. The autumn campaign was targeted at the open-minded explorers. So the first part of that is the TV campaign. And I'd just like to remind you, one of the key things that came out of the strategy was they just didn't understand the breadth and depth of the different things you could do in Northern Ireland. Yes, the beautiful scenery, but all the variety of things. So if I can just ask the guys to play the TV, you'll see how we start to address that.
The best short breaks always leave you wanting more. More skipped beats. More senses stirred. More perfect pauses. More paths traveled. More to treasure. Say hello to more.
Now, as Rory has mentioned, the campaign proved very successful. But to dig a bit further beyond the TV, this is Discover Northern Ireland, some of the landing pages that we built around the campaign. And again, just to show you in ways that you could apply yourselves in terms of your own websites. So yes, we featured the hotel, hopefully you can see it at the top, but also maps to help them plan their journey, travel times, destination content around that, so what can you see and do? So for those people who book the hotel first, the open-minded explorers, but then want to know what there is around it, deals, maps, let's put it all together for them, and that is something that I would urge you all to have a think about. These are digital MPUs, so digital advertising, and you can see the importance of table stakes. So where do I stay? What experiences can I have? What food and drink is nearby? Bringing those together in a very simple format for those ROI consumers is really important. So digitally, this is a carousel, so you can see how it moves across. Sometimes we lead with a hotel experience, sometimes we lead with the destination itself and the type of outdoors experience that we know they're looking for, backed up with travel time, 2 hours drive, autumn short break, click for deals. Here's how you convert. So very simple formula, but it has performed extremely well. And again, those all-important value for money offerings in classifieds. So really, really simple messaging, but there. Now, it was great to see the participation in the campaign and the last campaign, and later on today we'll talk about the next one coming up. But we did Northern Ireland industry workshops as well as part of the task force work. And what came out of that was actually a recognition that altogether we work really well around big campaigns and big initiatives. And we do it time and time again, pulled out of the bag. What we're not so good is keeping up that momentum and focus outside the campaign. So what we call the always on work. So we really would urge you to think about how you can sustain that momentum and focus. I'd like to take you through just a short example. This is how we did this over a 4-week period and looking at Fermanagh as an example. So Discover Northern Ireland. This is a hotel landing page we built for the website. We search engine optimized. So for those visitors who say, Google is my first port of call, we need to make sure that all the content and all the copy will get us as far up the rankings as possible. Book now button, straight to industry. Make it as easy as possible for people to book. We also integrated, where we could, with websites such as TripAdvisor as well, because they look at all of these sources for information. So again, I would urge you to keep all your listings, etc. up. But we also covered the table stakes, how to get there, food and drink, value for money, clicking right through to offers, floodlight tags for retargeting, and a tag manager, which allowed us to track their user journey online the whole way through. In terms of other content, again, the table stakes. How does this all fit together in this destination? They're not quite sure about how to plan and book. So again, maps, itineraries, all things you can do at very little expense. In terms of the blogs and the social content. Again, what is happening around the area? It gives you that sense of urgency. Why now? Why should I go now? And again, from a social perspective, we use carousel ads, again, at all of your disposal. Quite easy to set up, but they're a very neat way of bringing together those key parts. So yes, you've got accommodation, but you've also got the types of experience and maps. So very, very simple to do. For those who engaged, we then retargeted more specifically. And you can see, again, bringing in the food, the drink, the things to do. We said we heard in the previous presentation, Rory referred to, there's a little bit of uncertainty. User-generated content is key. So if there are any lingering concerns at all, there is nothing like hearing from visitors who've actually been up. Word of mouth is really important. And that's where, again, if you can generate that content, capture those testimonials, that is really, really important. Again, Instagram, so easy at all of your disposals. But again, where we use that for is that beautiful scenery, those lovely outdoor experiences that we know they are all looking for. Email. So you've got your databases. We would urge you all, use those, milk those to the max. How we do that is, first we start out and we email them with a message aligned to their key motivations. So we know they love being part of nature, connected to nature and the outdoors. We do that first, but we also link in with the hotel accommodation in this case, and how to get to Fermanagh, and that all-important value for money deal offering. For those that do open and engage with that content, we then retarget them. So we then email them again and give them more information. So we've whetted their appetite. Where can they eat and drink? How do they get there? What could they do as part of an itinerary? And again, how can we spread that message? How can we get other people to do that for us? And again, those stories. PR is really helpful. And again, at the end, I'll tell you how to connect in with our PR teams as well. But also, we looked at paid partnership with media. So again, other ways to tell your story and reach them. Google is really important. I do realise it's not everyone's bag, but things like search and display and pay-per-click are really important. They need to be able to find us. We basically need to disrupt their behaviour. They're used to taking short breaks at home in the Republic of Ireland. We actually need to disrupt their thinking. So using really consistent calls to action across your CRM, your retargeting, your social, your pay-per-click and display, your TV, your print if you're doing it, can all drive that search and use those same search terms throughout. Doing that will help us move from being interested to closing the sale. When we do that, the results are really powerful. Nearly a 6,000% increase in page views to Fermanagh offers, and an increase of 465% to all the other offers. Engagement with content up 754% from the previous 3-week period, and engagement with Enniskill and content up 356% from the previous 3 weeks. And that's everything from hotels to experiences such as Kulka, the Marble Arch Caves. And again, of the 5 hotels that we featured as part of that trial, the average engagement with their product pages increased by 1,700%. That means extra business, quite simply. And those numbers are big. That was just one 3-week trial, but it shows that when you apply this strategy in a consistent way, it can deliver real results. Most importantly, and most interesting to you, I'm sure, 21.6% increase in click now for book now buttons. So I'll leave that thought with you, and I'll hand over to Kate Taylor now, who's going to set the scene for the interactive session. So you have the chance to roll your sleeves up and go through this yourselves. Thank you.